morning, everyone. I am excited to share with you a new platform. You may ask, 70 degrees, what does that represent? So according to the National Archives, they've set standards for preservation, and 70 degrees is the optimum temperature to keep and maintain records in their care. And so what we offer as a design firm and architectural consultants is the ability to archive, preserve, and exhibit your history. So today I'm going to show you my connection. So often people ask, what's your story? Personally, I discovered through genealogy I'm related to Alexander Hamilton, and fortunately had the privilege of seeing such a production in LA. And it just invigorated my desire to go to the historical documents and see the history for myself. So here's a letter from the Library of Congress of Alexander to Elizabeth. And so we offer family, corporate, and local histories, similar discovery, so self-discovery. So very powerful lyrics, who lives, who dies, who tells your story. So I ask you that as an opener today about yourselves, for your organizations, for your local history. Someone has to do it, and so currently we're the firm in the area to do such things. Where am I pointing? So that's myself. I offer archival science skills. We wear lab coats. The Smithsonian does too. So we literally wear gear. We treat it like a science as it is. Think Da Vinci, science, arts, humanities, they all coincide. We are STEM. We don't discipline out and say arts is contained here, science is here, but rather we mesh and use technology and science to work in preservation. It's critical. These documents won't always be with us, so digitization is our primary focus. So my market value and size and validation came from visiting many sites in the area. So Orange County Archives are in the basement of, if you've been to the OC Courthouse in Santa Ana. And what I discovered through these site visits, a variation in the quality of record keeping, the quality of accessibility, and the lack of historical lexicon. So when I go in and I speak to these people, asking about their practices, often to their dismay, it's a mainly volunteer group or a small organization, they're not keeping up with the larger national trends. So that's what I'm trying to do as a business, is size down the national trend into something that each organization can operate out of. So the adoption is through the business model. We offer contractual projects and subscriptions. They can take a class from us. As a graduate student, I was able to teach courses, so I've created a Google Classroom and offer those materials to those who want to subscribe and learn with us, or rather we can do it ourselves as a team. And so there's training for people who are more independent and people want to do the digitization and record keeping themselves. How do we obtain the new clientele? We have the website as a base with free resources. We use the Creative Commons license to say, please share this. And so we hope that that referral will continue to bring in more people. So what's the practice? Archive comes from this, this is the rule of thumb, respect de France, it's français. So it's the provenance, the ownership. You have to maintain certain things. So people may say, I'm a family historian, I do my own record keeping, I have Google, we're using Google Photos, but these are principles. There are standards and procedures implemented by the Society of American Archivists, and we use databases like Omeka to maintain standards. And so we use DAX systems, so UCI, Special Collections, this is basically the librarian Bible, where they're always referring to this and maintaining things in a specialized way. So as much as we like to say we're ready to manage our own personal materials, we really should be aligning ourselves with these principles for a reason. You may have seen the recent film with a Wonder Woman, but she's a conservator. You've seen her wearing white cotton gloves, scraping away at statues, and so there are reasons for everything that we do. Here we have a family photo album. 600 DPIs are, baseline standard. We always try to go higher. We integrate oral history practice, so if you are a natural storyteller, that was the field I fell into and discovered all of this. We do these interviews to create the new record, the new primary source, interviewing a person and asking about their family history. So that's one of the formats we often take. So we exhibit. So there are also standards with lighting, labels, and themes when you put a collection on display. It's not simply going to the basement, grabbing an assortment of things, but there's really a lot of thought put into each exhibition. So often those ties come from a research team and require discipline. So my market adoption and institutional partnership comes from some of these organizations. We are branding out, and so the digitization's coming up with OAC and other ways to get the information out there. So the future is VR. We are going to be using more augmented gallery experiences, modeling off of national trends, creating historic sites and protecting them. I need help with automated metadata, so rather than physically having to describe each image like California postcard, I'd like to discover a way to use science and mechanization and implement software that can visually recognize, much like some of the software that's out there already, to expedite our process, because archivists are manually entering data. And so far, we'd like to bring in more students. We have a student-based team of interns. Our advisory board came directly out of UCI, and we just want to grow. So please help us discover ways to make our process more efficient, more accurate. We know the technology's already there, but it just needs to be applied to the field. So that's what I'm looking to do is with this large market adoption, we need to be able to make it sizable and be market ready with some new technological changes, and along with that with VR and other augmented experiences. So my base experience is in the humanities. I'm exploring technology daily, so I think it's going to require partnership at a larger level like Google. So that's what I'm looking for as a community. If you have insight into the humanities, other museums in the area, and like to provide referrals or offer your technological background, we are interested in working with you. Thank you.